Have you ever wondered what it would be like to get in trouble for thinking? This is what the book 1984 is all about. In 1984, a man named Winston Smith, part of the outer party of the corrupt totalitarian party Ingsoc, thinks he joins an organization called the Brotherhood to stop the corrupt party. We learn about the dangers of totalitarianism and how it affects the mass as a whole through just these three-party slogans. One danger is that it leaves the entire outer party and the proles, or normal civilians, starving. At every meal, she would beseech him to be less selfish and to remember that his little sister was sick and also needed food. Orwell 143. This quote was from Winston's mother when he was young, and it shows how hungry everyone was. Winston did starve his family, but in fact there was so little food to go around that he was still extremely hungry himself. He was so hungry up to the point where he would steal food from his sister, as shown in the quote. This is very interesting, as members of the inner party, an example O'Brien, would have several luxuries, the richness and the spaciousness of everything, the unfamiliar smells of good food and good tobacco. Orwell 149. Another important part of this theme is that the party can get away with literally anything, even altering the past. Winston's job, as he explains, is this process of continuous alteration was applied not only to newspapers, but to books, periodicals, pamphlets, posters, leaflets, films, soundtracks, cartoons, photographs, to every kind of literature or documentation that might conceivably hold any political or ideological significance. Orwell 35. This shows in detail how unfair Ingsoc was, as if they did anything wrong, it was erased and made perfect as if it never happened. The third point to this theme is that the party controlled all types of recreation, and without the party's approval, you couldn't even get married to someone. The horrible control of the party is described by Winston. To do anything that suggested a taste for solitude, even to go for a walk by yourself, was always slightly dangerous. Orwell 72. Also, their grip of marriage is described by Winston's thoughts, too. They did not discuss the possibility of getting married. It was too remote to even be worth thinking about. Orwell 116 through 117. The party would put in their own types of recreation, or what they called recreation, which was always communal, as any time by yourself could provoke thought crime. Their recreation is told by Winston here. The boring, exhausting games, the lectures, the creaking camaraderie oiled by gin. Orwell 72. Attendances were marked, and any meeting you missed could lead to severe punishment. All of this demonstrates the party's control over everything the citizens wanted to do or had to do. The last point goes kind of off the last one, as it shows the party was so omnipotent they could do anything, including physical abuse. This was used on Winston, that in another moment something is going to break. Your special fear is that it will be your backbone. You have a vivid mental picture of the vertebrae snapping apart and the spinal fluid dripping out of them. This is what you are thinking, is it not, Winston? That was 40, said O'Brien. You can see that the numbers on this data run up to 100. Orwell 218. Orwell's marvelous use of imagery and vivid details display the power that the party has to inflict any pain they choose. In the novel, we learn about the dangers of totalitarianism and what it can do to a nation. From physical pain to hunger to altering the past, we see the many wrongs of not only the party but totalitarian regimes themselves. From a world where 2 + 2 = 5 and evil is good, we finally understand what it would be like to get in trouble for thinking.